Zoom and boom. What is up, everyone? Spiky Dash here with you. It is Tuesday. It's the 9th day of August. Um, I know that I have not done anything channel related in a while, but I just wanted to give a quick little update, this little update video on my parody projects, what's to come on those going forward. And then just kind of a general layout of maybe what's to come on the channel going forward as well. Just a few minutes ago, I just released the last initial release from Foundation of Friendship, and I cannot say enough again. Just thank you, all of you that have listen to the tracks that have really, made this set fairly successful. It has gotten combined before today's release, close to 300 plays combined across the tracks that were released to Pony FM. So I cannot thank you all enough. This was really a big endeavor because this was the biggest total number of tracks that I had written. It might be also the most released because because Star Treks was a big set too. I think it was like 16 or 15 tracks, but I only released like half. This one I was just so proud of that I released nearly everything off this set. Not counting the sudden non-set single that I released for the Candlelight 500, that anthem, which that has actually had a really strong number of plays as well as a standalone single. So thank you all for that. But yeah, I can't be. I'm thrilled with the success of this set, and that's because of y'all. So thank you so much for making this set very, very successful. Especially the last few tracks really took off. The one I did for Fluttershy, which was Overcame, and then the one I did for Yona, my Yona Did It, Conquer Friendship. I'm so glad that I'm able to make content like this that y'all enjoy. So again, thank you so much. It means so much to me that you enjoy this so much. I am very and sometimes I'll just get like as I'm checking the numbers on Pony FM, like I'll just see like not even like current tracks, like a few, but I'm even seeing like stuff in my previous sets just taking off in play count, and that's amazing to me. I think all told now, I looked at the numbers yesterday. I'm pretty darn close to almost 4,000 plays combined. I passed 3,000 just last week. So yeah, I am. I can't say enough how grateful I am to y'all for enjoying my stuff. So, folks, self-promotion works. Okay, I always put out links on Twitter, in Discord. Like I always am pushing. So yeah, so I am very glad for this set. So thank you so much to all of you. This was a delight to put together. It was a delight to release. And who knows? You never know, kind of like what I did with Best of the Rest so far, which that set is the most successful, period. The unreleased, the stuff that did not get released initially, that came out later, you never know when some of these might make an appearance on a future Best of the Rest set. So keep that in mind, because there's still 7 tracks on here that I didn't release initially, but you never know. But the one I released today actually is a fitting send off. It's basically my love letter to FIM, Friendship is Magic, to the main 6, to what they did for the show, for all those years and all those seasons that it was on. It's a fitting send off, and the song that I used for it, Living Years, Mike and the Mechanics, is one that's very, very strong. It's a very powerful song about something that you've lost, but you still cherish and you still hold on to. And I feel it's how we, as a fandom, should treat FIM, because even though now Gen 5, this new generation, is now upon us, we don't really want to forget what Generation 4 taught us, started, created. And so I thought it was only fitting that that would be the last track that was released from this set, because it they and the song's called, and it's called The Main Foundation. They laid the main foundation, and the rest is history. So yeah, I just felt that was fitting. But thank you all for making this set so successful. So obviously then, as I ponder with every set that I release, the question then becomes, what's next? And even as I have been releasing stuff from Foundation of Friendship, I've been pondering in my mind, because as I've quickly learned over the years of doing these, the parody mind never stops. You're always thinking about the next thing. You're always thinking about what you're going to do next. You're always thinking about, you might get an idea from completely out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, I could do something with that. And then for me, I got to write it down or save it in my notes on my phone to let me know, okay, I need to remember to do this. Because there's always ideas that for at least for me, pop into my head suddenly. Like, I could just be listening to a song and it's like, okay, I could do something with that. So it always comes and goes, and that's kind of what happened with my next few ideas. I have really thought, long and hard about, how to follow that up. And especially now with Gen starting, obviously there's going to be more based around that. There might still be stuff, again, kind of like not wanting to forget it. There might be still some stuff from the previous generations, and there will be, or at least from Gen 4, because I've been wanting to, tackle other characters, certain topics, certain things from Gen 4 as well. So don't think that just because Foundation of Friendship is done, the Gen 4 stuff might stop. No, that's not necessarily true. But there will be obviously more Gen 5 stuff as time goes on. Because as I did at the with some of the bonus tracks from Foundation of Friendship, it actually was dedicated. There was some that were dedicated to Gen 5, like Flyer Trot, and in Izzy's track, I'm Leaving Bridalwood. So there will be a few more things to come regarding that as well. So that's kind of a fitting lead in, because it only makes sense to what I'm going to come up with here for the next set. And I really, now I'm not really going to hit the ground running on this right away. Obviously I want to give, this, the FOF some time to marinate maybe for a bit. I usually kind of wait for maybe a month or two after I completely release a set. And then I really start kind of, hitting the ground running on the writing process for the next set. So with that in mind, if I start writing this next set, let's say in September or October, I guess ideally then the goal is to have it completed by either the end of this year or into early 2023. So that's really the goal for this next set that I'm going to put out there, is to kind of go along that path. So just give FOF some time to get some more airplay, some more play, some more listens on Pony FM, and then after that initial time frame, then hit the ground running on this next set. So of course, with now Gen 5, we've had the initial movie, we've had Tell Your Tale now, we've had the Make Your Mark special. So, and now it's all leading up to when the series comes out, and I believe that's next month, I think. Is when that's going to be starting up. So it's right around the corner. And I say, and also I say that because yes, you will hopefully on the channel as well be seeing reactions of episodes, which I do continue to plan on doing those as well. But with that being said, I would honestly be remiss if I didn't at least theme the next set around Gen 5 in some way, shape or form. So and especially for those that follow me on Twitter and know me that well, and know who my favorite is, it should come to the shock of absolutely no one that the next set is going to revolve around Zip. Yeah, Zip's gonna get her own set. It was, to me, it was a no-brainer. Like I have, ever since I first saw Zip Storm on screen during the initial movie, I was immediately hooked on her. Like I was totally completely blown away. So it only made sense eventually to give her her own set. So yeah, working title for the set for now is actually I kind of took it from a line actually in one of the Tell Your Tale episodes, where I think it was Pip calls her fans Zipsters. So it's going to be called Zipsters Unite, Parodies Take Flight. You see that? It rhymes. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be calling it. I believe, if I recall my notes correctly, it's going to be a 13-track set. Yes. Well, okay, 14 if you count the bonus track. So again, still kind of a bigger set, but not as big as the last one. So yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a 13-track, 14 if you count the bonus track. A lot, and again, kind of like what I like to do with these is incorporate just a lot of different themes, for characters that I'm parodying, or revolving the theme around. There's a lot in this one. There's one I'm going to do that kind of highlights the relationship between Zip and Pip. There's going to be one, just a general like search of adventure one. My personal dedication to Zip. A song about Zephyr Heights. There's going to be one, just the one about how they lost their ability to fly early on. There's just so many, because now that we have like so much content from Gen 5 to kind of build around, like now I can, okay, now that we know a lot more about the characters themselves, there's a lot more, to build that off of, for a theme, to build that around. So yeah, and there's some tracks in here and some ones that I'm hearing that I really, really like as songs, that I think will work very well. So yeah, I'm obviously looking forward to getting this one started. I've been like I said, Zip was the one that immediately I watched, when I was watching the first movie, and immediately from the start, I was like, yes, this is awesome. So yeah, that's gonna be the one I'm working on next. Probably here in about a month or so. I would say probably maybe like I'll start the writing like around like late September, early October. That's kind of the goal. Again, let FOF get some more playtime, for those that haven't heard it yet. And then once the wave, I guess, what kind of wears off, then I'll start the writing process for Zipsters Unite. So yeah, that will be the next set that is lined up. And then the one coming after that. Once then that one gets done, then this next one I would follow that set would probably be later, in 2023. Another character from the show that I've always been fascinated with, or at least in general, are the changelings. And I've been, whether even before they became reformed, even the older designs were kind of cool, kind of edgy. Chrysalis, to me, best villain. I know there are a lot of takes on that, but to me, she's my favorite villain from the show. I mean, hello, it even led me to create if you can see it right, if I think there it is, a changeling OC. Yeah, it's I have always been fascinated by the changelings, and of course Ocellus from Student 6 I was a massive fan of. I even found a fellow author in the fandom that does like short stories, fanfics, Naval Colt, and I'm currently reading his book, his first book they put out called King of the Love Bugs. It is fascinating, by the way. This is an amazing read. I am loving every chapter that I'm reading in this. I try to do like one chapter a day, or maybe two if I really want to keep going. Because this is a real page turner, but just the way that Naval Colt like tells stories, because his stories are all about relationships between characters, and I can't tell you just how gripping it is reading about the way, reading it in this book. And so, and of course they're just so cute. Like I've always loved the Reformed Changelings designs, but this is just so good. It's been a great read, and I highly recommend it if you're a Changeling fanatic, or if you just love just fanfics from the show. Look into this, because this has just been a great read so far. Usually I rarely get books from the fandom, because actually Sensation from Vivid Syntax was the first one I ever got, and of course that one was an outstanding read. This one's right up there. This one is right up there, is really good. So yeah, but check this out. So obviously, with that being said, I've always been a fan of the Changelings, and I felt like, and I have done a couple tracks for Ocellus on different sets. The much better one on Foundation of Friendship. We don't talk about that other one, the one that will never see the light of day, that will never be released because it's awful. That's like my scarlet letter of parodies. Like, it's absolutely awful. In fact, there's letter in the title. That's how bad it is. But with that being said, the set that I'm going to do after the Zip set is kind of like and I guess, and I didn't really know, like I wanted to do like I had a thought, like, okay, what if I do like not really like a duet, but kind of like with the Changelings, like kind of like light side versus dark side, and that's going to be like the title of this one. It's Thorax and Chrysalis, the light versus the dark. So here's my little Thorax. Of course, I don't have a Chrysalis plush. I saw it, so I'm not fully prepared for this, but I do have a little Thorax that I got, I think, at a Winnie City, I think. So yeah. So it's gonna be kind of like, and this one's gonna be for now, unless I come up with bonus tracks idea, it's gonna be a 12-track set. So half, obviously, with it being both of them, the light versus the dark, you gotta have kind of like half and half. It's like you're gonna pick your side. Are you gonna be Reformed, or are you gonna be the old way? So it'll be 6 dedicated to Thorax and 6 dedicated to Chrysalis. So it's kind of like, it's very much the good versus evil concept. So I've always wanted to kind of do a set where, and Star Treks kind of was like the first where I kind of went into like, okay, I'm doing a set for 2 characters at once. And that was really fun to do, because it enabled me to, incorporate, things about both, and kind of then bring it together at the end. With this one though, obviously it's very much a half and half. It's very much, it's one or the other, because clearly Chrysalis was never going to change. She was never going to reform. She's never going to transform. Although I know there's tons of fan art out there about her reformed form, but she was never going to change. There were a couple times where she came close, but then rejected it. So, but yeah, your wings are jacked up, Thorax. But yeah, so this will be, yeah. So, and then again, I found some really good ideas. Some of these actually, like I've actually like come up with like even some lyrics, like as I've heard the song for an idea. Like especially on a couple of the songs for Chrysalis, like I've even come up with like the chorus already as I've heard the song. And that can happen sometimes. That can, that idea just pops in your head and you hear the song, but it's like, okay, that's kind of edgy enough to be on the Chrysalis side of things. And then the lyrics just start flowing in my head. I'm like, okay, I got to write this down. Like it just comes out of nowhere. And so, yeah. And I just remember that I think I still need to find 2 more for Chrysalis. I found the 6 that I'm going to use for Thorax and the theme that I kind of built around each one. But I need to find 2 more for Chrysalis yet, before I can really have an idea of what I'm going to do fully for that set. But yeah, I've always wanted to do kind of another duet. Really, well, in this case, not really. Star Trek's more of a duet set. This is more of a, again, kind of half and half, good versus evil. Which side do you take? But I wanted to do something more for the Changelings than just Ocellus. I wanted to expand on that and kind of go, full on with, more of a set that kind of just, embraces the Changelings as a whole. But again, with that dynamic of, which side do you take? So yeah, that's the plan, for the next 2 sets, of the parodies. So yeah, I intend to really, at least, over at least by the either, midpoint of 2023 or the end of 2023, have these 2 sets completely done. The best tracks offer will get released, obviously, to Pony FM. Again, I'll always post links, Twitter, Discord. I'll always do that. Keep you updated on what's going on there. And yeah, and that's really my goal, with those next 2 sets. So I'm just really, obviously, I'm always excited when I can really get the ball rolling on a project. But again, I want to kind of give FOF time to, get it, for those that haven't heard anything yet, just get it out there, let it go for a while, get as many people want to hear it as possible. And then by the time probably again, late September, October rolls around, I'll try to start really devoting some time to working on Zipsters Unite, and start the writing process there. So again, I thank you to everyone who has listened to Foundation of Friendship or any other tracks. I very much appreciate it. It amazes me. And there were, and the cool thing about Foundation of Friendship was there were so many that either hit the Popular Today page at Pony FM either during its release week, a few in the end that hit it the same day, which I don't think that with any of the prior sets. So maybe that only shows that, now I think people really are starting to, really anticipate my content, enjoy my content, and I'm just blown away by that. So yeah, again, thank you to all who listen and keep listening and stay tuned for updates here in a couple months on Zipsters Unite, and of course the Changeling set as well, going forward. so that's for that part. Now, just for the channel in general, ATDB, your guess is as good as mine. Honestly, I don't know when next one is going to air, because again, these summer months have been both really busy for Nate and myself, and it's just been trying so hard to get on the same page, and trying to line one up. So so yeah, I know it's been a while since the last episode, and I keep having to change the topic board because topics change daily, or even monthly. So yeah, with regarding that, once I know something, y'all will know something, because honestly, I don't know when the opportunity is going to present itself, for us to do episode 67. But so again, when we know, you'll know. That's kind of the long and short of that. Obviously, as I mentioned, when the MLP series starts, when the New Generation series starts, or whatever they call it, we'll see what obviously, if it is Make Your Mark, then that's fine. Because I would think that they would continue that based on the long special they just did. So once that starts up, obviously, I will try as much as possible to do reactions to the episodes. Once those get going, we'll do that once those get started up, as well. And then of course, with football starting up here around the corner, obviously training camps are going on. I've been watching Training Camp Live on NFL Network for the past several days, ever since it started. So with that starting up, obviously we're gonna try again. Our goal is, and I know Nate and I have talked about this, but ideally we want to do like, maybe like a game a week, we did the Monday night thing last year, and that was a huge success. I mean, we did the Monday night stream during Monday nights, and that was massively huge. But now we're just going to try to like pick like a game of the week from our perspective, and then just try to do a reaction. We'll record it and then try to do a reaction, whatever game is on in our area. That's the better of the two, and just record it and then do commentary on it from there. Kind of like what we've done over the years with the USFL and the XFL and the Alliance and the Spring League. So yeah, that's kind of the goal going forward, for the channel at least. That's really, and I want to. Here's the thing, like sticking to a schedule is hard. Okay, like sticking to a constant schedule is very, very tricky for me. Because of the fact that I I work full time, and that I work full time. I do things in the BlubCon Discord server. So me trying to have like some like a schedule or structure schedule is very tricky. So maybe in the future, aside from ATDB, there'll be more things that are like just kind of like one-offs, or just completely like off the cuff. And I'm sure I've said that before, but that's probably kind of be more like of the MO, I guess, going forward. We don't want to plan like too much, because if we're going to plan something, obviously we want to make it work, and we want to make sure that we're going to have the time to actually do it. That's really the goal going forward, is not only with ATDB still trying to get at least once a month. The MLP episodes once they kick off, and then with football, hopefully trying to do a game a week during the season. So and of course we'll be keeping track of our fantasy team. We'll sure we'll intersperse fantasy updates in there as well. So yeah, that's really the goal going forward, for at least my channel. I can't really speak for Nate's, but and what he might have planned, but I'm sure we'll probably do what we did with the USFL. We'll probably bounce back and forth, do every other week. We'll do one on each of our channels, so that way there's there's somewhat consistency in that, and of course his channel gets more exposure, more content as well. You don't want it to lag. But aside from that, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, again, provide, obviously wanted to do the updates with the parodies, because I had announced that on Twitter, what I was going to announce next with that. But also it's just kind of a general idea of where the channel is moving forward and what we kind of have planned next from a channel perspective as well. So, and thank you all so much for those again who listen to my content, listen to the parodies on Pony FM. I cannot thank you enough for the support and love that you show for those. It really, really, really means a lot to me to know that y'all are enjoying what I put out. And for those that watch our content here, Nate and myself, it really does mean a lot to me that y'all enjoy what we do. So thank you all so much. Keep enjoying Foundation of Friendship, Pony FM. And then stay tuned. Probably again, my target is toward the end of September, early October, when the writing process will start for Zipsters Unite. And then the Changeling set with Thorax and Chrysalis will come after that one completes. And then we've got still some solid content coming up here on the channel in the very, very near future. Thank you all, and we will see you on the next one, whenever that may be. Thank you.